Every estimate is going to be a prediction and involves uncertainty. So to be effective as estimators, we need to be able to accurately identify the scope of the project and apply that most reasonable cost for the materials, labor, and other resources that are specific to those project conditions. So it's very obvious then that our estimating process itself relies on data. And so this data-driven future is only going to be able to enhance our estimating capabilities. We also need to keep in mind the purpose, though, of a cost estimate. The purpose of an estimate is not to prepare a page with a bunch of numbers on it. The purpose of an estimate is to support effective decision-making that may significantly impact our organization's bottom line. That's the same whether we are on the contractor or organization side of things, our owner's side of things. So estimating supports decision-making to maximize the returns on investment in capital projects. So our process then is creating information used for decisions. This is a flowchart from the ACE International Total Cost Management Framework that illustrates a process map for the steps involved in the estimating process. We always have a planning step, and total cost management is built around what's known as the PDCA cycle: plan, do, check, and assess and act upon the changes that we are seeing. In our planning steps, we're establishing the class of estimate that's going to be correlated with the stage of project development. We'll be establishing project breakdown structures, identifying key cost driver attributes and relationships, collecting the information for pricing our estimate in terms of the current market conditions, and establishing the overall estimating methodologies that we'll use in our estimate. And then we lead into the quantification step that is really translating the technical scope documents prepared by the engineers and designers into those appropriate quantities of materials and labor activities that we're going to apply pricing to in our estimates. We need to cost our estimates, which is applying the base or default costs to the scope. And then we go through the pricing step, which is really adjusting those default costs for the unique site, commercial, or other project conditions. We'll have some iterative steps to try to optimize costs within our estimate, again, trying to support that decision making. And eventually we need to be able to translate the estimate into budgets to support project controls and specific contracting requirements. Finally, we have that need to review and validate our estimates in consideration of risk and uncertainty. So I just want to provide that background so we can keep that in mind as we move through today's presentation.